Hey everyone, and welcome back to Homeworld Classic. Another visual downgrade, but that's fine, we love this game. Gonna be finally continuing some casting of this, and this time it's not Rompa Frolic, even though it looks like it. It's gonna be Sanjo the Banjo Valley here in the purple and black, as tight end of course, like everyone does, versus me, if I can find myself over here, Bozocow in the gray and the red. Let's figure out what music we want to play. Garden View is so nice though. We're gonna listen to the music that's playing right now. I quite like it. Map here is Tree of Life. This is an interesting one. You should notice about it is that there's quite a few resources like in this flat plane right in the beginning. You can see them a bit better if you're hovering over like the black there. So you know you got asteroids over here, 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 like quite a few of them across the map. But then once they run out, you need to go like way up to the very top or down to the very bottom to get more. So typically what I've seen happen in this map is whoever sends some harvesters over there to start collecting those just loses. Basically the game will end once the resources in the middle are gone. Unless both players for some reason, and I've never seen this happen before, but if they both choose to like both of them, you know, one goes up and one goes down, then we can see the game continue on. But like I said, I've never seen that happen before. I'm gonna come in here with some scouts trying to do a bit of harassment against these resource collectors. Can I check? You can actually check like what tactics they're in, but only if they're their units, right? Because if I try to select these, it's not gonna do anything. Sanjo doing the typical thing where you build a bunch of scouts here, so she's definitely got the forces to repel this off, but like I do, I'm just gonna try to run away. And I've heard people say...
Drive research complete.
Oh, capital ship drive. I've heard people say with my casting it's a little difficult to tell what's going on because I'm in the sensors so much, so I'm going to try to be a little better about that. Try not to, you know, flick back and forth out of the sensors all the time like I often do. But that's just Homeworld Classic, I guess. It takes a while to, like, get used to it because the render distance is so small, it's hard to, like, get a reference point on where you actually are. This is where we are in relation to the two motherships. Let's see, what's the eco looking like here? So I got 4 collectors there. You heard that I just finished capital ship drive. That's generally the thing that you do. What is Sanjo running? I see 3 collectors, 4th coming out, yeah? And that seems pretty typical if you go for the early scout build. You obviously are not going to have as much money for eco. Question is when that resource controller is going to be coming out. You can see what I'm doing with those scouts there, just trying to kind of distract my opponent a little bit. Obviously, the thing about the early scout ball is that it can't really fight against the mothership, but once my resource collectors have to come here to harvest, there is actually a potential that these scouts could really be kind of a problem.
Corvette drive research complete.
But yeah, you hear that Corvette drive research, yeah.
Light
so I should have light Corvettes coming out. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll be able to deal with that big scout ball. Dust clouds are like weird looking, man. Like I wonder what the math behind that is, like how it's rendering them. Oh, I hear fighting going on. Yeah, I'm just kind of terrorizing the resource collectors a little bit. Someone pointed this out to me, I think it was Garzler Lake, not Gazer Lake. I discovered only after I'd done like all of the casting with him in it that that's actually not his name, it's Garzler Lake, but anyway. That if you set these guys to aggressive, then they won't turn around when they get shot, and so you can like avoid that problem. Because you see how this guy's just like, I'm getting shot, and he like starts running away. If you set him to aggressive, he won't do that apparently, which can be good and bad. It can be good because you know you don't get so much eco harassment being done here, but like if you aren't watching where the resource collectors are, sometimes they'll just sit there and let themselves get killed, right?
Lost.
What? I remember this. I remember what happened here. Okay, so it's a curious thing. It seems like in the game, my key bindings, they always reset themselves every time I start a new game. So for instance, I don't... Like, scuttle should not be S. Like, stop should be S. I've always thought that way, right? Whereas currently it's like tilde to cancel orders for some reason. But see, that's what I think should center me in on the mothership, because that's how I do DOK, right? So I remember this very distinctly. I was a little bit distressed because I thought maybe I was going to lose this game for it, but I accidentally scuttled my resource controller, so my eco is going to be a little bit shaky at best here. You can see Sanjo does have one of her own already. Yeah, that was a tough moment. I remember this very well now. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. It's got about half fuel, it looks like. Ah, there's the fast forward button. Alright. Have we got light Corvettes coming out? Doesn't look like it, does it? Yeah, Sanjo not going for any Corvettes just yet. How many research ships does she have? Just 2, as compared to me. I think I also have... I only have 1. Oh. Oh. Now, of course, I may be slowed down a bit by my my eco being, you know, damaged that way. So I knew I was going to be playing behind at this point. Because, you know, obvious reasons, yeah. Look how many scouts that is, oh my gosh. How many is that, actually? I guess it's hard to tell. That's like 25 scouts. I'm gonna say that's probably too much. Probably, anyway. I guess it's hard to say. One thing that she could do, you know, is leave like 10 of them back at the resourcing, and then send the other 10 out to, like, attack mine. Because you know you have more than me on every front in that case. What's going on here? Is this, the resource controller is headed out this way. With what else? Nothing else, it looks like.
Requesting fuel. We're drying out.
Ah, don't be such a baby. You still have like a third of the tank. Here come those scouts from Sanjo, though. I actually have already got 5 light corvettes here, though, and a resource controller is back up.
Under attack.
Scouts doing a lot of damage to the collectors, like you might expect, and actually they're getting up into... No, I thought they were getting into a sphere there. I think they are on aggressive, though, otherwise they wouldn't have made a pass like that. That's gonna kind of hurt if she leaves them like that, because these light corvettes are in the area, they're gonna be doing a lot of damage now.
We're in the red, fuel low.
Yeah, one of them already getting taken out there. Scout's a lot easier to hit in Homeworld Classic than you would expect from like Homeworld Remastered or something. They're like freaking invulnerable in that game. And I'm taking advantage of the fact that her scouts are over there to just kind of set up in a sphere position over here, try to get some damage in on that resource controller, but you can see she is angry. Does not want any of that.
Capital ship chassis research
I'm a little late
complete.
to get these guys out of here too, so I'm probably going to take
Assault
some losses.
frigate available for construction.
Ooh. That doesn't feel safe. Amazingly, I've gotten out of there, but I really don't think I should have. Fuel is actually running pretty low now, so I might just want to dock these guys, but the scouts from Sanjo kind of sleeping on the job a little bit there. Not going to be able to kill those off, even though I think definitely that was an opportunity for her to. And this resource controller, by the way, I just want to point out, it's like, it's been chilling over here, but that's not where any of the resource collectors are, so it's kind of like, what's it doing there? I'm not really sure. That's going to cost her a lot, you know. Meanwhile, a little battle goes on with these light corvettes, but I do have more of them, and I don't think there are any more coming. It looks like there's one more. So that is going to be my fight if it continues. But yeah, see, her controllers are like, or collectors are like up there. One's over here, I guess, with the controller, but you know, it's a lot harder to manage your economy in Homeworld Classic than it is in Homeworld Remastered, because the patches run out a lot faster. You like move between patches. You're much more migratory, you know what I mean? And so you constantly gotta watch and like make sure your guys are actually, you know, harvesting something rather than just sort of like making these huge drives off to like forbidden paths or something off across the map. So it's pretty hard to manage your economy, especially because, as you can see, like it's difficult to tell where things are in Homeworld Classic, right? And I see an opportunity here to hit on these scouts while they're trying to dock. One thing that you should know about Homeworld Classic is that while units are trying to dock, you can like hammer on them. That's definitely what's going on here. Let's see if I'm actually going to be able to take advantage of this. Light corvettes being a little painfully slow here, but I mean this massive fighter is very easy to hit. Yeah, there goes one. There goes another. And you can see that guy just like going flying away because he got jolted by the impact there. I think they're trying to shoot at fighters that are like docking right now, so they're hitting the wall of the mothership there. So not that much damage being done in total, but a valiant attempt. Here comes a support frigate actually. I guess, yeah, there is an assault frigate following it too. So frigates are coming out for me now. I'd probably be wise not to take the fight with the mothership right here, but I'm not sure where I'm moving these guys, by the way. They're going somewhere. Assault frigate pops my opponent too, so yeah, I can't really take a fight here, can I? There's a lot of scouts first off, which are going to be kind of tricky to deal with. And then on top of that, you know, the mothership is going to be contributing quite a bit of damage, so I really ought to just clear out of here with the corvettes as well. Although this assault frigate attacking scouts who are all just kind of sitting still there, he is really doing some damage. He's getting hit on a little bit by the assault frigate from Sanjo. Oh, this is my support frigate. Where's hers? It's chilling out over there. But if that's the case, I can actually take this fight right here. Do I have more frigates incoming as well? Yes. They're a little ways away, but they're coming. You can see the motherships, as usual, have closed in on each other a lot more. I think they started like there and there. So, you know, we're much closer to each other now than we were before. The scouts coming in, seeing if they can make an impact on this fight here, although they really should be fighting the support frigate, I think. My light corvettes can try and deal with the fighters while my assault frigate attacks my opponents.
Defense field research complete.
This defense field's getting research for me.
Field frigate available.
Probably already for Sanjo as well. We noticed earlier she had more research ships than I did. Where's my controller, I wonder? Other than being dead. I mean the other one, of course. This fight's getting a little messy now. Just kind of units everywhere here.
Collector.
Corvettes from Sanjo getting up in here. They're trying to fight the corvettes from me. I think my assault frigate here is like barely taking net damage, right? So maybe it'd be better if one of these support frigates tries to heal my my light corvettes there, because that way we're not gonna. Oh yeah, that is indeed what I'm gonna choose to do here, because that way I'm not gonna lose these guys, the light corvettes of my opponent. And that probably bodes well. The support frigate here getting dangerously low now. I want to be following this with my assault frigates, but I'm kind of slow on the draw there.
Resourcer under attack.
But this is looking really good so far.
Support command acknowledged.
This assault frigate can't stay here for very long. Eventually he's going to get killed. But the light corvettes just kind of stubbornly refusing to die. Meanwhile, my scouts like fighting light corvettes. That's probably not wise. Maybe I just want to dock these guys with the mothership. But yeah, I should be winning the assault frigate fight before too long here. And I'm just not losing any units, really. That could change, obviously. These guys really need to get out of here now. Yeah, there goes one. Oh, they're gonna try to dock with the support frigates here. That's probably death. Yeah.
Command received.
That's okay. Those are the starting game scouts. I did not pay a dime for them, so I'm okay with that. Looks like one assault frigate probably gonna go down here now. Here's my resource controller. Not sure what this guy's doing. Is this guy gonna be saved by the bell? I think he's not. But I really should have chased that support frigate from Sanjo earlier. Obviously, the faster you can get rid of those things, the better. And I really had a chance to kill one of them earlier. But yeah, scouts from Sanjo are really just kind of getting melted now. There's only like 2 left. Not a single light corvette of mine having gone down. I'm feeling really good about this at this point. I think this is my resource controller that I'm hyperspacing, just because, you know, I want to get him up there where the resourcing is. And I see this collector here. I think my scouts are still alive, maybe? Yeah, I'm actually sending them out already. That's what I was going to say, is like, well, I can just send these out to
cannon frigate available
attack
for
the collectors that are over there, right? Because that's the only patch left on the middle. And remember what I said in the early, like before the game started. Usually once these middle patches run out, the game is over. Like the winner is already kind of determined. There's only like this one, and then like 1 or 2 asteroids around here. And so we're gonna run out of those patches really quickly now.
It looks even. Let's do it.
Wing hit? What do you mean? You don't have wings. You're a frigate. I didn't catch it, but it looks like a frigate actually went down for Sanjo, one of the support frigates. She's got a defense field here now, which should pretty much invalidate all of the damage from the assault frigates there. But I do have ion cannon frigate technology now. Probably will be making one of those already.
Repeat, under fire.
Defense field frigates, of course, predictably being incredibly powerful. And I think Sanjo actually could maybe take this fight, but then again, it's possible that what's going on here is that even with the defense field, like, she can't actually damage me at all because I have 3 support frigates here, in which case, yeah, this fight's not gonna ever go her way, is it? Things starting to look a little bit thin on her side. Resource collector is also getting hammered on quite a bit, and because they're still not on aggressive, they're getting sent back to that resource controller every time they get hit, even just a little bit. Me taking the fight here, I'm never going to win it, but I can fight it for a really long time. I'm kind of like never going to lose it either, so I can just wait for ion cannons to come out now. That's a defense field, but
Ion cannon frigate clear.
that is an ion cannon frigate. And that is pretty much going to be game, I think. I'm not sure what can really be done at this point for Sanjo, unless she pops like a destroyer or something. And you never know, we can't see the other opponent's tech, but... I mean, I guess I know, because I played the game. You know what I'm saying. Resource situation also looking a lot better for me than for her. And so... even with the controller that I scuttled, I'm still a little salty about that. It was so funny. But... here comes a field frigate. Like, on top of 3 support frigates, like... assault frigates are going to do 0 damage at this point. Just need to get them into range. You can see, obviously, they've got, like, a field that's quite small. It's a lot bigger in Homeworld Remastered. You know, like the field that a defense field frigate will hold. But once it gets into range here...
Repeat, we need a call here.
which it still isn't, but, you know, once it is, then the damage outputs, you know, start getting pretty intense. And that's what I'm doing here with these assault frigates. I'm trying to position them so that the support frigate for my opponent is not actually affecting them.
Super
Or the
capital
defense field
ship
frigate,
drive
sorry.
research complete.
Sanjo sees it, it's going to move in front of
For
it.
construction.
Some cool kind of like juking that goes along there, but I'm not sure where these guys are going. Occasionally, when you give support frigates a command to just heal people, they'll just randomly be like,
Support command received.
YOLO! And just start shooting at the mothership. And it's like, what are you doing? This happens more often than you would expect.
Support command acknowledged.
Assault frigate still... No, he's in the field now, but it's actually not getting deflected at all, which is interesting. Yeah, look at that. The field is having, like, no effect on those
I
assault
have a
frigates.
bad feeling about this. We're losing grip here.
Oh, look at that. It's an ion cannon from Sanjo, too, actually. Here come a bunch of corvettes now. As well as the scouts, we're going to try to just kill off that resource controller. More ion cannons coming in for me. This is still a fight I can take, the ion fight here, because... Oh my gosh, how is this guy so dead? That's curious. But anyway, I've got 4 support frigates and Sanjo's got 1. So I mean, that should still obviously go my way.
What's the call?
Yeah, you can see these 3 support frigates are enough to counteract the damage from this ion cannon frigate. And I seem to have missed it again, but it looks like a support frigate actually went down for Sanjo, unless it's hiding somewhere else. Doesn't look like it.
Pick your targets. Alert, alert.
Second ion cannon frigate is out now.
Support command received.
Super heavy chassis research complete.
Hang in there.
Carrier available for construction.
Alert, alert. Ambush.
I'm targeting the defense field first. I feel like that's actually a little silly, because obviously the assault frigates can't really do anything to it. Probably it's wiser if I have my assault frigates now attack like the ions or something, because I can do damage to them pretty flat, right? There's no defense field in the area, obviously. The defense field frigate is going to go down at some point, as well as this resource controller, though it may take a little while. Both of those are going to be tricky for Sanjo. And like I said earlier, I think this game really is over.
Support command received.
Defense field frigate dies, miraculously I managed to miss that too.
We got contact. Support command acknowledged. It looks like let's do it. We need direction here.
And things are starting to look better and better here.
Support is on the way. Support is on
Can I save this defense field frigate? That's the question now.
Under fire. Requesting orders.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I think I can. It's pretty close though. Interestingly, I've stopped attacking the ion cannon frigates right as I'm about to kill one of them, which is kind of silly. That's okay, I do take out that support frigate rather quickly.
Repeat. Where are those orders?
This ion cannon frigate's gonna go down too pretty
Fire.
quick.
Requesting orders.
And yeah, the outcome at this point should be pretty obvious to everyone.
Support command acknowledged. Repeat. We need a call here. Pick your targets.
Okay. So we can just speed it up a little bit too, you know.
Support is on the way. Support command acknowledged. We are out of fuel. Repeat. Repeat. Under fire. Support command received. We got contact.
Heavy gun research complete. Heavy cruiser available for construction.
Perhaps you can
Proximity
tell by
detector
where these
research
corvettes are
complete.
coming that resource controller did die as
Proximity
well.
sensor available for construction.
And even though there are still asteroids out there, we're going down to the bottom to harvest now, which is kind of funny, but... Heavy gun research is finished, by the way. I can actually make heavy cruisers at this point, but I don't think that's going to be necessary.
Hang in there.
Mothership's starting to get hammered on now, and it's really
Sensors
just a matter of
array
time
research
until Sanjo
complete.
chooses
Sensors
to call
array
it
available
GG.
for
Oh, look, a
construction.
destroyer. Oh, look, another destroyer, but that's going to go
Support is
down.
on the way. Hang in there. Support command received.
Yeah, she's not going to call the GG at all, I guess, just waiting until the mothership gets killed
Frigate
here, but
lost.
that is going to be the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be casting the other two soonish, maybe right now. We'll see. So, stay tuned for more, I guess.